So Absolute Batman issue 2 is out, and my expectations were low, but I didn't think it would be this bad. Trust me, the mediocrity just continues. Before we get into this pile of dog crap, I'd like to thank the Midnight Drop for sending a massive amount of people over to my channel with his insane mental breakdowns.
Like, it's so weird how, like, people who just hate certain things, you just slap the label woke into it.
I'm retarded?
Thanks, bro. It's always cool to see some support from the disabled community. When you say I'm scared of black people, newsflash, you illiterate troglodyte. Everybody is.
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away.
You can't stop looting and burning countries to the ground. Next time you're driving to work and you're enjoying your Marxist Batman comic, try not to get robbed or shot by your fellow brothers. To create an argument, you actually have to make some valid points. You can't just dance around throwing your arms up in the air, making weird noises like you did. It makes you look like a Neanderthal who hasn't picked up a comic except Watchmen in his entire life. Stay in your own lane and go back to anime. You low IQ mental retard. Anyways, I'm a bit late to the party on this one because to tell you the truth, I didn't actually want to read on in Absolute Batman, but reluctantly I did. In my mind, I thought that it would have to be better in issue 1 with its edgy dialogue that a 10-year-old would write and its cringy character designs. But I was entirely wrong. All of that is still here, and also it features one of the worst drawings of Bruce Wayne I've ever seen in a comic. So some people would call Absolute Batman woke, but I'd prefer to break it down and explain to you what it really is. It's just another mediocre story infused with undeniably lazy identity politics by mentally ill leftists. Let's just get that through your thick skull first of all. Left-wing retards like Scott Snyder love this crap because they get a pat on the back every single time they force a black person into their stories. Just because it's an alternate universe doesn't give you the right to race swap characters. And I thought everybody already knew this because they've already race swapped people in the regular universe as well. So that argument about the alternate universe is beyond invalid. It's actually just brain dead. And in issue 2 of Absolute Batman, Black Barbara Gordon shows up once again. But this time she actually gets to speak. And she's insufferable. We get this scene where Jim Gordon, Harvey Bullock, and Black Barbara are all in the hospital with Gordon after the pathetic party animals attack. Harvey Bullock is some dumbass who wants to arrest Batman, and Black Barbara has to step in and school him. Remember that part in Batman Year 1 where Jim Gordon and the entire police force are planning to capture Batman and arrest him, and then some race-swapped token black stepped in and told everybody the truth? Me neither. Why was that? Oh yeah, it's because Frank Miller can actually write, unlike most people working in comics today. So then Martha Wayne, who should be dead by the way, comes to visit Jim Gordon in the hospital. Why is she in the story again? I have a prediction as to why they'd leave Martha Wayne alive in this universe. Maybe it's so later on she can become some well-known villain as a big plot twist. But that's just what I'm thinking. I don't know any other reason why she should actually be in the story. Anyways, then we get to one of the most annoying parts in this comic. Martha Wayne comes in and asks, "How's Gordon doing?" Gordon, like a normal human being, tries to respond and instead gets interrupted by this stupid bitch. It turns out she was talking to Babs instead. What? What in the name of Jesus Christ am I reading? Why is this cringe dialogue included in the comic? If you can't see why this comic is unbelievably cringy, then I don't know what's wrong with you. But as it continues, I actually think this scene is one of the better ones in the comic. Jim Gordon and Martha Wayne share a cigarette whilst talking about the death of Thomas Wayne. Just when I thought this story wasn't actually that bad, then we get this flashback of young Bruce staying inside and not going out with his friends. His mother tries to help him out, saying, "Man, just go outside." And then, wouldn't you know it, he starts screaming into her face. This might be some sort of habit for this universe's Bruce Wayne. When you don't like something, flip out like a retard and start yelling and cursing. What happened to the stoic Batman? I don't care, alternate universe or not, he doesn't resemble Batman or Bruce Wayne in any way. At the very end of this issue, we get another flashback of young Bruce. Young Selena Kyle comes to visit Bruce, and am I the only one who despises this backstory for Batman? In the TV show Gotham as well, they did the same cringy storyline. When they did that before, it sucked horribly. And if that's what we're getting here, this comic is going to reach a new level of crap. And then we get to the art. So I understand being abstract and your art being a little unorthodox. Just look at Tim Sale's art on Batman. Sure, it can look a bit weird at times, but it never feels out of place because that was the style in which Tim Sale drew. Rest in peace, by the way, to that absolute comics legend. But in this comic, there's no set abstract art style. The whole comic is totally normal, except for just 2 panels. Now, when I first saw these, I had to spend 40 minutes picking myself back up off the ground and wiping away the tears of laughter. The first one occurs when Bruce Wayne confronts Joe Chill in prison. Alfred, who still looks idiotic by the way, is watching them and narrating. What he says to Chill, I don't know, but I can only imagine. Oh yeah, this is gonna be badass. I wonder what Bruce is. Oh my sweet mother of God. Who hit Robert Pattinson with a bus? You couldn't have redone this one panel. Really? And look at what we got. If you read Walt Simonson Thor, you see great use of shadows in the art. This is the exact opposite of that. He looks less like a wealthy gentleman and more like My Chemical Romance. The second instance of unforgivably bad art is in this scene where Bruce is sitting down playing poker with his friends. By the way, his friends are all Batman villains as well, which I suppose isn't the worst idea, but it's still a bit goofy to listen to Harvey make 1,000 puns about coins and being two-faced. We get it. Now stop it. It's painful to read. Now once again, I don't know what the artist was smoking, but goddamn, what is going on here? Bruce literally looks like Frankenstein. What's up with his forehead? You couldn't have went back and redrew that? You actually left that in? I know I'm gonna get some nutjob TikTok kids commenting on this video, saying, bro, you can't comment on appearances. Just look at yourself in the mirror. Forget about me for just 1 second. This is Bruce Wayne we're talking about. It doesn't matter if I'm four-eyed or ginger. This is Batman. He shouldn't look like a monkey. As this dumpster fire continues, we get an insane amount of unnecessary swearing out of everybody in the story. And the highlight of the crappy writing is when Alfred starts talking about his military tactics. Advance forward, retreat and regroup. It all comes off like a load of jargon. And what it results in is Alfred saying that maybe Batman doesn't retreat and regroup. Maybe he's just one advance forward. Batman AF. What? What does this even mean? Can anybody explain it? Batman advance forward. Nope. That doesn't make sense. I'm being genuine here. No satire. What is he talking about? And more importantly, is it needed in the story? Batman ends this issue by crushing a load of cop cars with his massive construction vehicle Batmobile. He also led the party animals up to the top of a skyscraper and then blew it up. I don't care what anybody says. Stop making excuses. He just blew them up with no regard for their lives. I wouldn't care about this if it was established that in this universe, Batman does kill. But no, Scott Snyder went out of his way in issue 1 to mention the fact that he's non-lethal. So none of this makes sense. Stop typing your angry comments and just look at the damn page. That cop car is like 80 feet in the air. What's going on? I thought he was non-lethal. Nope, he's just blowing cop cars 80 feet up into the air, blowing up buildings, and then walking around like he's Gandhi. This Batman is a genocidal maniac, but then at the same time, a non-lethal pacifist. I'm sick and tired of this trash, and I'm done giving it a pass. It's not even well written or drawn. If you call yourself a comic fan, you should be reading older and better comics. If not, then go back to anime and the movies. I've triggered so many people by just having an opinion about this comic. Let's stop dodging the truth. It sucks. No rage bait, satire, or trolling. It's not a good story. In fact, it's an objectively bad one. All the politics aside, this comic is a mediocre mess. Stop having mental breakdowns because I don't like well-established white characters being changed to black. If someone made Storm, Black Panther, Blade, or Spawn white, you'd riot. Literally.
Mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly. The fires have been started.
If you have some reason as to why race swaps can't be done the other way around, feel free to give the message to your mother, because I'll be over at her house tonight. So read better comics or cry harder. If you agreed, let me know. And if you disagreed, go complain to your boyfriend.